new here, welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to be working on the truck, and what I have here for today is pretty exciting for me because I've wanted to do it to the truck for a while. Let me show you guys what I got. So now, if you've been following my channel, you know that I've been working with Boost Auto Parts for a while now. They've supplied some things for the Tahoe, a whole bunch of stuff for the truck, and they're just a bunch of really good guys down there, and they've helped me out a lot, and they've helped the channel out a lot. So I want to give a huge shout out to them first, but what they've sent me out are the Lumasteps for the 99 to 07 Silverados. Obviously, mine's an extended cab. They come in crew and extended. I'm not sure if they come in single, but I know for a fact they come in crew cab and extended cab. And these ones, they light up. They have a strip at the bottom that lights up. These ones have a startup sequence. They sequentially blink with your blinker, and these things are awesome. And the really cool thing about these is you don't really have to have rockers to put them on. As long as your cab mounts are good, then that's all you need to mount these things, because that's the only reason I haven't put steps on this thing yet. Ever since I put the lift on it, especially like my wife, my son, it's a little bit of a pain for them to get up in it, but I didn't put any steps on it because most of them mount to the rockers. And also, if you guys have followed my channel, I don't have very much rocker left, so I haven't been able to do it. But these, like I said, mount to the frame, so it should be no issue to mount these things and finally get some side steps on this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side, but first I'm gonna unbox everything, kind of show you what it gives you. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the passenger side off camera, just because it's, if you can see, it's like there's not a lot of space to work, so I don't want to be, you know, being weird trying to get camera angles in there. I'll do the driver side just because there's plenty of room. Plus, it'll give me a little bit of knowledge on what to do and what not to do over there, and I'll apply that over here and show you guys. But first, let's unbox this and see what we've got. Okay, so as you can see just by the box, they mark what's what. You can't really see that. That's the startup sequence and then rock light function. There is a rock light function. I didn't get it just because I already have rock lights that I can change colors to, and I think these ones only go white, which is no problem, but I just didn't want, you know, to have to worry about any of that. So that's the only option I didn't get, was the rock light function. And I think you can still add it. I think it's still part of like the little main clip. So like if I want to add it down the road, I can add my own power to it and just run it to the rock light switch I already have. And then they also sell another harness. But again, like I said, I didn't really care to opt for that. But I got the startup sequence and all that. So I will show that at night. And from what I've seen from videos and everything, it's really, really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and show you guys. This is my first time opening this up. I haven't seen this. The only thing I've seen is pictures and videos. So you got, I think this is your main harness, because this one looks like it has the power and ground. So you've got two harnesses. You've got one for each side, and I think the passenger side kind of Y's into this one with a clip, and that looks like a very, very well made harness. I actually like that a lot. And here's your other harness. Yeah, this one must be the passenger side. I think it's this one that kind of ties into the other one, ties them both together. And again, we'll go through all this during the install. But let me pull one of these steps out, because they're a little bit long and a little awkward, and I'll pull it out of the plastic and let you guys see this, because I mean, just looking at it right now, it looks awesome. All right guys, so here is the step. Now I've looked it over, and yeah, there's a little bit of, it's not damaged, just like from where it's in the box, it just gets little white tape marks and stuff all over it. That's really about it. This package is very, very nice. It's like solidly mounted in there, got foam everywhere, so you're not really gonna have to worry about anything like that. And plus, I mean, even if there was like a little bit of nick in it here and there, I mean, it's a side step. It's gonna get nicked up anyways. But again, like I said, nothing wrong with it. Packaged very well, and these things look awesome. So you've got your LED strip all the way through there. Like I said, this one is the switchback and all that, so it lights up white as you're running, and it sequentials yellow or orange when your blinker's on. So that will go with the mirrors that I have and all that good stuff. So super excited. You got the Boost Auto Lumastep. This tells you which one it is too, because I think this goes towards the front of the car. So this will be the driver's side step, and then we'll flip this thing over. Feels very solid too. It's not like all that super light, kind of feels like it's gonna break. No, it feels pretty solid. Like, it's not super heavy, like I'm not getting a hernia picking this thing up or anything, but it's definitely not cheap feeling. And then this is your main junction box. This is where your harness is going to plug into, and then it comes with all the hardware you need. That's in this box here. And another option I didn't opt for, you can get pads for this, and they like come in a whole bunch of cool designs, different colors, stuff like that. I didn't really care to, just because I mean this looks fine, but it's like kind of like non-slip pads that stick on here. I'm not sure if they stick or what, but they just go on top of here. I didn't opt for that either, but I'm super excited to get these installed. So let's go ahead and unbox the hardware. And like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the passenger side first, and then go through the driver's side with you guys. All right guys, so passenger side is done, at least as far as mounting goes. It looks really good. I'll show you here in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of touch up on a little bit of things that I learned from over there. Now, Boost Auto Parts has a video on installing these, and I believe it's on a 2500, because the frame points look a little different, but still kind of mount up basically the same. Just a couple key differences. And then, I mean, really, it's pretty straightforward. The hardest part, probably for me, was just making sure it's lined up and like it's even, the whole step with the side and everything. But I think I got that side pretty good. And I don't know, I will say though, before you do this, it's probably best to just go ahead and get new cab mounts, unless you know you've replaced them recently. But like, I've never replaced these on these. I'm not replacing them now just because I've already started. I just don't feel like doing it, but they'll eventually need to be replaced, because some of those bolts and washers and mounts themselves are a little bit crusty. But oh well, I'll worry about that when the time comes. But for right now, I'm gonna just go ahead and zip these off. Now what I've been doing, because these look a little bit rough, I'll take a socket and a ratchet, real long one, and break those loose quite a ways before I just get the impact, just drill them the rest of the way out. And do not be directly under these. If you guys know anything about these older trucks, it's just a Southern truck, so it's not terrible, but there's still rocks and dust and rust, everything's gonna fall down and try their best to make their way into your eyes. So just be mindful of that. But I'm just gonna go ahead. It's pretty straightforward to get the cab mounts out. I've got the brackets where they need to go. It's pretty cool because I didn't know this, but they've actually got it stamped in each one. So like, this is DC, so that would be driver center, and then over there is DR, which is driver rear. Up here is DF, which is driver front. It's pretty cool how they have those labeled, so that way you can't really mess them up. And then I'll show you guys how these are mounted and all that, and then we'll get to mount the step, and then I'll show you guys the wiring, and it should be done. All right guys, so this back mount is real easy to put in. You can see all the stuff falling down on me, and my drill's dying. Got the mount out. Going to pull this out, and then it's gonna go bolt itself. We'll go through here, and then the flat washer and bushing will go on top. Like so, and then that just gets tightened right back up into the car. There's no other bracketry that needs to be put on, so I'll go ahead and just shove this in. Won't tighten it down all the way because you still got a little bit of adjustment, and then we'll get the other two, and I'll show you how to mount those up too. Okay, now this one's gonna be the same way as far as body mount goes. Just gonna go straight up with the bolt and put a little bit of lube on that. It was a little tough to get out. But then this one will get this flat bracket. And then this is where it differs a little bit from the video. In the video, there's a separate hole near the front. It's like there's a hole down here that your brake line goes through, and then there's a separate hole here. That's what they use, but I'm just gonna use this one because it mounts in, and I mean, as long as you keep it away from that, you should be fine about your e-brake. And put it in there, should be good. And then we'll Zeus this down and then move to the front. Good. So here's the front mount. Like I said, I've already gotten it loose. You see all that mud and dirt and dust. All that is waiting to destroy your eyesight. And then this is that second mount, what I was talking about. I just put it in that slot, very, very bottom of the slot, and it'll line up perfectly with this second slot. Same thing over there. Now, there will be a gap on the passenger side right here. I'm not too worried about it. It's just a little bit of a gap, and then when I tightened it down, it mashed this up to it on that side, and it's solid. I'm about 240 pounds, and I was bouncing up and down on it, so I think it's gonna be just fine. So up here, go ahead, get that mount on, and then this one is a little special. So this is I just went ahead and put all the hardware in there. It doesn't come like that, but just make it a little bit easier to keep track of all of it. So this little bracket will go up in here like this and end up about right there. You can see it. And then you'll take this guy, and it goes like that, where it's kind of angled up, and you'll just take your bolt, run it through into that, and then kind of hand tighten it down. So let's do that, and then we'll throw this mount on. Okay, so got that one in there. As you can see, it's aimed down a little bit, but as you tighten this up, it did that over on the other side, and it pushed it all back up where it's supposed to be. Got this one in here. It's the second hole over. That's about the only way I could get that to fit. And I mean, it's all kind of adjustable. I think these kits are made for like both 25 and 1500s, so like there's both holes for all of them. It gives you a little bit more adjustability. When it comes to the body mount, I just have these pushed all the way in. I doubt it really matters, but I just feel like it kind of gives a little bit less stress to the bolts, and I don't know, it just makes me feel a little bit better. You can adjust these however you want. That's just how I'm doing it. And then now we can go get the actual steps, and I'll show you the other side real quick. This is the passenger side, and I think that looks really, really good. I got it spaced out kind of how I want it, not too close up there, and just runs along the entire cab, kind of finishes off flush right there. So I think that looks really, really good. And now I'm going to put these studs into the passenger or the driver's side, because they don't come pre-installed. You gotta install those. So they give you a bag of all this hardware. As you can see, they've got little cutouts. They'll go kind of long ways like that. You'll just slide 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Oop. I won't throw it at them. And then just kind of, doesn't really matter where you put these, you're gonna have to adjust them anyways as you're putting it on the truck. So just get it kind of in a, slide them down in the general area, and then as you get up under the truck, you can adjust these where you want. Now all this hardware, I did it over on the passenger side and it worked out. I just put it all in my pocket just because you don't have to keep getting up and down from under the truck. Which, all this I could probably keep in this bag, but I don't want to lose any of it. My pockets don't have any holes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw all these in my pocket and get up under the truck, start lining these holes up, and then do some down. All right, guys, so the steps are on. They look amazing, and they're not even hooked up yet. And like I said, I didn't show too terribly much of like the actual install, because Boost Auto Parts actually has a install video. It's very, very detailed and not very long. It's just a little bit better explaining wise than I feel like I can do. But super easy. The hardest part's keeping up with the hardware. There's kind of a lot of little pieces, but it's all super simple, goes together like it should. And I mean, like I said, they look really good. So I've got to wire these up, which again isn't hard at all. I think it's a power ground. You got to tap in. If you get the switchbacks, you've got to tap into your blinker lights, which I've already done multiple times, so that's not going to be bad at all. I'll show you which wires to tap into. And Boost Auto Parts gives you everything you need. They give you T-taps, stuff like that, and should be super simple. The hardest part about that should just be routing it, but that still shouldn't be that bad. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop the hood, start getting everything routed, and we'll see what they look like hooked up and working. All right guys, so I got the driver's side harness. It looks like a bunch of spaghetti right now just because I unraveled it to be able to shove it through. This is going to, with the two connectors, going to go down to the step. And I'm going to feed these down through here. In the video, they show having a hanger or like a straight piece of thing and tying it to that and shoving it down through. I might end up having to do that. I'm going to see if I can't just feed it through, but I might end up having to do that. And then you've got this connector, which is going to plug into your passenger side harness, which is back there separate. And then this is what's going to come down into these and tap into your blinker lights. These obviously power and ground. The power, I could kind of do a couple ways on this one, but I think I'm going to go a little bit cleaner. I'm going to take this whole box off, and there's a power source tap into right there. And then I think I'm going to use this. This is the hood strap grounding point. There's really nothing on it anyways anymore because the hood strap is gone. I'm going to ground to that because just any kind of ground, that's a solid body ground, and I think that one will do just fine. So I've got my power ground situated. I'm going to go ahead and start hooking everything up, and should be pretty good. I think it wants you to disconnect your battery. So I've got two, so I'll have to go ahead and disconnect both of those, and then we'll get to running this whole thing and get it all hooked up. All right guys, so I've got the passenger side already wired up. I'm going to bring that over. I've got it all tucked up in here, and I could actually get that wire down through there without using a hanger. Like, again, a hanger would probably be easier, but I mean, you can just kind of put it down through there, and there's plenty of room under the truck to reach your hand up and fish the rest of the way in. I've got this one coming up under the battery, comes up here, goes up under here under the box and out to the light. That's all plugged in and wired up, and that looks pretty good. I'm going to run this wire, the one that connects both harnesses, along the wire of the battery, the second battery that I have. It's just going to go up over and connect over there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off and show you guys really exactly what wires tap into. If you guys have ever taken these headlights out, it's the easiest thing in the world. You literally just pull these pins up, slide this thing over, that pulls out, and then your headlight comes out. And I'm not even going to take this light out because I can pull the socket out and get the wires that way. So just get this out. What you're going to want to get to is right here. And mind you, I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming off of mine because I've got the fog lights tied in, everything like that. So you won't have any of this unless you've done all these mods before. But what you're going to want to do, let me go get a light real quick. Okay, so you're going to want to tap into, if you can see the letters A and B pin. Again, in the Boost Auto Parts, it shows like a very detailed diagram of this. But the T-taps just go over this blue wire and this brown wire. Okay, so I've got, like I said, the reason I use the red and blue is because you have a red and a blue connector. So I just put red where the red's supposed to go, and that's the, funny enough, the red's supposed to go on the blue wire. And the blue goes on the brown wire, which is, the red is red goes on A pin, blue goes on B pin, but I just use the red T-tap for the wire it's supposed to go on, blue T-tap for the wire it's supposed to go on. And now I just need to route this harness down into here, get it connected up here, and then run the power in there, and we should be ready to test this thing just in time for it to get dark and show the startup sequence. So let's get to it. All right guys, so got the ground hooked up here, got the power hooked up to the second one. This is the one they say, but everything's hooked up and plugged in, so ideally these should work. So I'm going to put you guys kind of on the ground on the outside and see if the startup sequence works. So it's going to be dark for just a second, and then you should see these light up and start doing their thing. That looks absolutely wild. Make sure the other side's working. It is. I could see it from in the car that it was blinking good. And those look amazing. You can see it with the Boost Auto Parts mirrors. That's awesome. I actually had to swap this fuse and this fuse, so I'm gonna have to get another one for here. So just another little 30 amp like that, put it here, and then my rock lights will work, because this just wasn't working at all. So I'm not real sure about that, but this is all in. So now all I got to do is clean all this up, and these are fully installed. So I'll probably wrap all this up tomorrow. It's, as you can see, really dark out. And I'll wrap all this up tomorrow, and then we'll end this video. All right guys, so it is the next day and everything is wrapped up under the engine bay, and these steps are still looking really good. Like I said, they are very sturdy. They're bright. I mean, they work flawlessly. Like I said, I'm about 240, and I mean, I've gotten on both sides, stood just on the steps and bounced up and down, and they barely budged. So definitely loving the steps. Loved how they get mounted, because like I've told you guys, I don't have rockers, and the only issue that I ran into really was just that whole fuse debacle, and all that was the stud I tapped into was just missing that fuse. So I just had to swap fuses. Nothing that Boost Auto Parts did. It's just something with this truck that's a little bit goofy. But I'm really loving the steps. The wife's tried them, the son's tried them. They like them a lot better than trying to jump up in and figure all that out. And it is just a great addition to the build. I mean, this thing has come so far, and a lot of it has to do with Boost Auto Parts. So I cannot thank them enough for sending these out and just supporting the channel, supporting the build, and supporting me. So huge shout out to Boost Auto Parts. If you want these steps, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Go check them out, and then go check out some more Boost Auto Parts products, because they have a whole bunch of cool stuff. And that's where I got this key fob from. This is like a 2015 style fob for that truck. I also have it for the Tahoe, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Not just for Chevys. They've got, I believe they've got for Ford and Dodge too. So definitely go check them out. And I think that's gonna wrap this video up, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you like the content I'm putting out and you want to see more. Go follow me on all my socials. It'll be at the end cards at the end of the video and in the description below. If you guys want these, like I said, there will be a link to it in the description below. I'll also leave a link to the video that they that they made, Boost Auto Parts did, installing these, because it's a lot more detailed. Tells you everything down to a wiring diagram they have put up in the video. So it's very, very informational video, very, very helpful. Definitely something that you're going to want to look into when you're installing these. So I will also link that below for you guys to check out. If there was anything I didn't touch up on and you guys want to know, leave a comment down below. I'll answer to the best of my ability. And again, that's where this video is going to end, guys. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.